This is Unrelegated, recording live from our studio at Hudson FC on this post-panic Thursday. I am sitting here with Mr. Marc and Mr. Devon of Atlanta United Fan TV.
What's up?
And thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, man.
It's
a pleasure.
Kelly is indisposed, but she will be back with Jessica next week on Queens of the South. We're getting back into a rhythm. I was in Seattle on business for a few days.
I was told there was pizza involved and Annabelle, and so.
And it's her birthday Saturday,
Yes.
by the way.
Happy
So,
birthday, Miss Kelly.
as she's reminding us, it was her birthday month and it was her birthday week. You know, it's coming up on her actual birthday. So the festivities, maybe they already started. So anyways, yeah, bit of a result last night against Monterrey.
I'm happy, man. That's their first loss on the calendar year.
Yeah.
Something like 13 straight that they had won. So, you know, there was a lot of holdback. A lot of people are going to say they rested players and they parked a bus. But, you know, it's very similar. I said it on my fan cam. It's very similar to what we did to Red Bulls in the second leg of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You know, where we just sat back and bunkered and said, if you're going to attack, you're going to attack against 10 people.
Yeah.
And it was a win. There were signs. There were baby steps, but definitely signs in the right direction.
I wanted to address it, you know, just off the top, but we will dig into that because I want to talk about kind of the seesaw. And I could use your fan cam, Atlanta United Fan TV, as an example of just how far things have tipped from Sunday to today. But first, we have some kind of big news. We were kind of alluding to it on previous episodes. Keep tuned. We have big news coming, and that news is out. We're out. We're out of the closet, so to speak.
And joined together at the hip now.
Unrelegated is now part of the Atlanta United Fan TV network.
Yep.
We're very excited. We've actually been collaborating with them behind the scenes for almost a month now.
Yeah.
And you'll see that the results of that in a vlog that you can go check out that was dropped during the block party on Saturday.
Very cool. Very cool.
Which is like a 18-20 minute video of Darren and Tanner, myself and Marc, all kind of roaming around the kit unveil, just pointing out the different things that were going on there, a behind-the-scenes thing, because not everybody got to go there, and even if you did, you may not have just seen everything. So.
Well, and all the behind-the-scenes stuff that we, you know, getting to go on the field, and you know, some of the work that you did just with, you know, splicing in the Darlington Nagby, and me doing the Darlington Nagby, and then of course you had to get my dance scenes in there. I appreciate it.
Always dancing.
It's the power of being the editor.
I just enjoyed reliving it, honestly. Like, it was such a fun experience, and then watching the video over, it's like, oh yeah, that really was that enjoyable.
And there were 6,000 plus people at a kit reveal on a rainy, cold February 15th. You know,
it was really dope. Regardless of what you think of the kit, the event, and how they held that event on the field is pretty cool. I think we have a very special team, and the front office, they do some really exciting stuff for us. So next level stuff. I thought that was very cool. So yeah, check that out on Atlanta United Fan TV's channel. This podcast, the video version, will start to go up if we can get our kinks worked out.
Absolutely.
Up onto the Atlanta United Fan TV channel.
And we've actually got a little bit of news there too. We've partnered with the GenecoUSA.com platform, which is an OTT broadcast platform, which will have this podcast and all the fan cams available on things like your Rokus and your Amazon Fires. So we will have worldwide distribution if you go to Geneco.com or GenecoUSA.com. That's GINIKOUSA.com and search Atlanta United Fan TV.
Check it out. Very exciting stuff. We did a fun promo. Marc, unfortunately, you were not there, but what'd you think of our little face-off?
Yeah, no, it was like I was trying to figure out whose eyes were who, and no, it was awesome. The pairing up,
a little good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, the music was tops. Yeah,
Total stare down.
Yeah,
mixed in. So I've been getting a crash course. AJ was out in Spain.
We put you to the fire.
So that was a crash course in editing. So basically, all the videos you saw that week, I recorded you guys.
You came over to the spot.
The lighting and did the whole thing from the ground up, including the editing. So that was a really cool experience. And that's part of the reason of why we joined the network, is so that I could also learn from AJ, and then I could take some of this stuff off of AJ's plate, because he's been doing so much in terms of editing and filming and doing everything, like you said, the lights, and it's a lot of work.
I mean, you guys are both like kind of the fearless leaders of your brand, and to bring those two brands together, and you know, really, our whole goal with all of this is to really, you know, bring things to almost a central hub, because there's a lot of different places that you can go for, really good Atlanta United content, and for us to be able to tell the world, hey, come here, and do it in a way that allows everybody to still be themselves, allows everybody to have their personalities and their takes and their styles, and still keep their brands.
Yeah.
It's unrelegated on the Atlanta United Fan TV platform.
And that's part of why, you've seen some changes in terms of tempo of content. Like, we're not necessarily going out to every away match, right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the best moderation where we can reduce some of the manual workload, like the stuff that happens, like so AJ's not always the one having to edit videos, and I can take some of that burden as well. But that means that I can't be doing, traveling all the time to away matches all over Georgia,
right?
Because I'll burn out, right? So, and we want to continue to have fun, and we want to have more time to do different creative things. Like if I was always worrying about doing a weekly podcast and trying to get that going, then I wouldn't be able to have edited that promo video,
right?
Or have done the vlog video, right?
And also too, to be able to,
because we're limited resources,
right? And we're doing this as a passion project, and it really is. That's something that we have to stress is, everything that we've done. This is not paid content. This is stuff. We love this team, and we love the city, and we're doing this as fans, which is why we have Atlanta United Fan TV. It's not paid, it's not bespoke, it's 100% real. And when you get a rant out of me, it's authentic. When you get words from Marc that kind of calm the soul, it's authentic. So we do this because we want you to get a real side, because we know that there's only so many times you can hear, the team played good and everybody did what they were supposed to do. I mean, there's so many canned heat interviews.
That's why you got to change it up too. I mean, like, I think for me the most important part of our name is fan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to necessarily be a mouthpiece for the team. I want to be a mouthpiece for the fans, because I think, like, not just Atlanta but MLS in general need to be catering to the fans, and
I think
fans need an outlet.
The idea is people will find something. Like, you could go to the channel, you may not agree with Devon, you may not like his takes, but you may find yourself in tempo with Marc, or vice versa.
And drop a comment, we'll engage you. I love it. I love to talk to people that leave comments.
That's the idea, is that if we grow the different personalities, we're broadening the scope of the different types of opinions and takes. It's not always the same. We're not always in agreement, because that doesn't reflect our community. Just look at Twitter after Sunday's FCC match, and we'll get into that, right?
Wow.
So taboo.
Sorry for
taboo or not taboo, right? So
boring.
So I think it's very exciting, and I don't want our listeners to think that, you may be hearing less of the OG podcast. You may hear Queens of the South bi-weekly-ish, or us bi-weekly-ish on the original podcast. But there's other content for you to go find now too, right?
Absolutely.
And so go check it out. Subscribe to the Atlanta United Fan TV channel. Check out these awesome videos. I mean, we're doing stuff that's basically Copa 90 style stuff, and we have no budget. And the best thing that we can do as a community, if we have little resources, we have plenty of human capital though, and that's why we're joining together, so that we can help each other out, and so we're not so spread thin.
Well, that was the most attractive thing to us, in talking to you guys, is, your talent. I mean, your talent as in putting together those videos, and Kelly and Jessica, just their chemistry together, and the ability for us to look at you guys and go, you guys are really onto something here. Let's all work together to amplify. It's a beautiful thing, and it's been really cool to see. Like I said, you were thrown to the fire with our basically our ECD and CEO going out of the country during one of the biggest times. I mean, we had to do a match review and a match preview for Erdiano.
5 Stripe Weekly.
We did a 5 Stripe Weekly. We stayed up late for that first match at a watch party. So, and we did the kit reveal, and it's literally like, I remember that first day our WhatsApp, you looked at the WhatsApp group and was like, so you guys talk this much? Yes, 194 messages later.
very exciting. I want to thank you guys for coming along on the ride with us as we do this. Our listeners, I hope that you can see that we're putting in work elsewhere. We're not abandoning you guys. We're just shifting our energy into different places. And I hope that you can go and enjoy some of the video and digital content that we're doing. And some people, you may start to switch off your podcatcher version and decide to go check this out on YouTube now going forward.
That would be awesome. Anyway.
That's how I watch most things anyway.
Right. Yeah, so because, it'll be available on YouTube in addition to the podcast format.
And like I said, we'll be available on your Amazon Fire and your Rokus and all that other stuff. Will be just look up the channel. It's great distribution for everybody. And we're going to be doing bigger things. You guys have a great guest coming up on a Queens of the South podcast and an Unrelegated podcast. I mean, it gives us the power together. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we hope too that this will provide us, because now like I have equipment, AJ has equipment, we can combine that, we can spread it out between the team, and we can start to do things like maybe go to away matches and record at away matches, go visit MLS headquarters, go hang out with Caleb and with Susanna Collins, or Kellen Carr and Susanna Collins and on This Week in MLS. Do those types of things. Go hang out with the Cooligans. Get that stuff recorded, and
I actually hit up Christian today saying, hey man, May 19th is going to be here before we know it. We're playing Red Bulls.
Red Bulls, and then NYCFC in September.
Yeah.
So a couple of opportunities to go up to New York.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of cool stuff. And sure, if Kelly and I continue to do just our weekly podcast, that's great. But that energy and the stuff that we were putting into that on every week and going out to we want to take some of that same energy, but we want to go out and now expand out to even further, like away matches. Like, so instead of just being at, which we'll still do, by the way. We will still attend and do some stuff with Atlanta United Fan TV. When you do your fan cams, we may record at some of those same venues and do an unrelegated recording. So we're still going to do that stuff. It's just not going to be like 13 locations this season. Right. But we're going to take some of that energy and go to and visit with maybe some of the supporters groups with NYCFC and go to their bar and record something there. Yeah. You know what I mean? They were
Unite and conquer, baby.
Yeah, gracious enough
conquer.
to invite me last time when I was up there, up to their bar across the street from Yankee Stadium. So, so many possibilities.
Now, is that Third Rail?
Third Rail, yes.
Rail.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, like, I exchanged information with some Cincinnati fans, and they were more than gracious. Like, please come up.
Yeah, sure. Well, of course they were more than gracious.
And then Marc goes viral on all of us and posts a video of the Monterrey fans.
Oh my gosh! Shout out
with
to
some 20,000 views.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, man, going viral.
That's one thing that I can say about this season is the two matches we've had at the Benz. The traveling support has been inspiring. I don't mind seeing other teams' jerseys or other teams' kits in our stadium. I think that's awesome to see, especially.
No, we invited every group down to the tailgate. Now, whether they take that invitation or not is up to them. But
I shook hands with so many Monterrey fans last night, and then afterwards, so many drunk Monterrey fans.
Right? Same with Herediano. Just super, super nice.
Absolutely. They didn't really know how to take it either. It's kind of like you can tell there's a tenseness and a machismo in the before, and then it's like when you walk up, it's like, hey man, good luck. Hope you know.
Right, and that's fine. Once the ball's kicked off, fine. Everything falls away in terms of
right. I mean, we're in our sections,
but yeah, before and after the game, there's no reason why we can't have a beer together.
Well, and it's cool to learn about new teams. I mean, who knew about Herediano and Monterrey? Unless you really, I know you're a Leon fan, so I mean, I doubt most of the people that went down to Costa Rica have ever been to Costa Rica before. Right. So that was a whole new experience for them. Yeah, I mean, it's just opening up all sorts of avenues and soccer around the world,
it's spreading Atlanta United across Central America.
Exactly. Absolutely. So, so many jerseys that were exchanged. My buddy Craig reached out.
There are people like the team manager is like sending Kelly Francis a jersey because she saw her tweet about the fact that she, was just joking. Hey, that was, after you left that note in the locker room that they left for us saying that thanking us for such a great time.
Marc got the same thing.
And Marc got the same thing if they're reaching out. And the Monterrey, these teams, Herediano, their social media teams, digital media teams are very aware of the opportunity here.
Well,
because of our huge fan base, so they're reaching out across the aisle and saying, "Hey, you want a jersey? Fine."
This is Soccer City USA. I don't care what anybody says. Atlanta is Soccer City USA, and the two biggest emerging markets for world football are going to be the United States and China. I mean, you look, the French league securing television rights, and the Bundesliga are, being on Fox Soccer. Yeah. The Serie A being on ESPN, and obviously the Premier League on NBCSN, and MLS with ABC ESPN. So, there's so much round ball programming now.
I mean, I was introduced to Monterrey because of Fox Sports. They started doing Monterrey games, I think, this year in January, or maybe a little bit before that.
Imagine if they start doing English broadcasts of the CCL. I mean, just how much that'll blow up.
And put it on a non-streaming service.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I can say is, like, it's growing. It really is. I would love to see some form of CONCACAF CONMEBOL, Super Hemisphere Challenge.
Oh, yes.
Because I'd love to play River Plate, and I'd love to play Atletico Nacional, and I'd love to play
But before we do that,
Peñarol.
MLS has to release the purse strings. If we want to talk about competing with South American clubs, River Plate, Boca,
Monterrey.
Primero.
I mean, that Monterrey roster, they were saying somewhere between $90 and $100 million.
Yeah.
Our roster somewhere between 55 and 60.
Right, and we're the big spenders in MLS.
Yeah, we'll touch on that as we kind of recap our bow out of CCL. One last thing in terms of just recapping this week for me is I was in Seattle for a few days. I got to meet and have a beer with Jeremiah Oshan.
Yes.
Who is the editor of the SB Nation blog, Sounders at Heart.com, and also oversees all of the soccer SB Nation blogs, works for Vox Media.
Nice.
You may also know him because he also wrote an article 4 years ago talking about the fact that Atlanta was a terrible sports town and Atlanta United would never be successful, and he's never lived that down since. Even though since then he's done an article saying he was wrong and it was late. He even said in the car, I was more being wrong is one thing. He said I was more pissed off myself just being lazy and perpetuating the same narratives versus looking into this further. And
it is a story that's been perpetuated.
He did an AMA, but he said after the MLS final, he's like every now and then something will blow it up again, where somebody will come across the article and Twitter will blow up again on. But anyways, super nice guy.
Damn that Google machine!
I forgave him on behalf of all of Atlanta United fans in the car before I got out to go back in the hotel room.
You gave him our blessing. Did you do a star with 5 stripes?
Right. I washed him of his Atlanta United sins.
Twelman's one of our biggest fans now, and he was one of our biggest detractors when the team was announced.
Yeah, kind of a critic, yeah. So I don't want to get too deep into it, but it does kind of set up what I want to talk about in terms of this seesaw and reactions. After the FCC match, by the way, credit to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
An expansion team that looked very poor against Seattle, really tightened up in the back, and refused to come out and play after the goal. And strategically it was a smart decision because they ended up holding us to a draw.
But let's be 100% honest. Hegland had a ball go just wide in about the 33rd minute.
Yeah.
They had an offsides goal, which was a shirt sleeve offside. And
they were attacking.
And they scored.
It was just counterattacking.
Yeah. But they had 3. I think their XG for the game was like a 3.
And
which is higher than what ours has been on average over the last 6 games.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
No, the narrative about how teams play at the bends, especially poor teams, if you want to call it that, is that they sit back. But I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think it's a complete sitting back as much as it is a compactness.
They're compact, yeah. They played compact, and they didn't take the bait after we scored.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, they set in 2 banks of 4, and just if we're going to play side to side, they're just going to shift left, shift right.
Yeah.
Where's the ball? Okay, stay in your bank of 4.
The goal was great too. Their goal.
Yeah.
I mean,
we made Adi look like Ibrahimovic. Our defense was really. But if you notice on their goal, it was completely a Parkhurst thing. Not, being out of position, he pinched and left a channel.
Yeah.
And that's been my biggest complaint. And I said so on the fan cams is the tinkering, is just the playing people out of position. You've got players that know how to play.
I tweeted, because Felipe Cardenas has been doing some excellent articles the last few weeks, and
He's with The Athletic, right?
Right, with The Athletic, and we've had him on as a guest several times, and he's a good friend of the pod. And one of the things he talked about was, the fact that, listen, the fans are displeased with, and even Darren Eales talked about, and they set the expectations. Darren Eales set the expectations that the team will continue to play an attractive attacking style of soccer.
Right.
Number 2, Frank de Boer set the expectation, I will not tinker a lot in the beginning.
Evolution, not
and
revolution.
Those 2 things, which are really the 2 big things that we, as Atlanta fans, everything else is a mystery. We don't know how without Miguel Almiron, we're going to play, but we know what pieces we have, and we know these are the 2 things that we were told, and that doesn't appear to be happening. Right. So, of course, we're going, what the fuck?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, the results speak for themselves. There was at no point in time last season did we go 1-1-3. In any 5-match stretch.
Yeah.
At no point in the season.
Our stat of never losing a game 2 in a row.
Never losing in the rain.
Blown out. It's blown out. Yeah. Who knows when we'll get that back.
That being said, this is one of the toughest stretches that this team has probably ever had. I mean,
5 games in 20 some days.
Starting in the CONCACAF against a team that's been playing, and then Monterrey, DC.
Yeah.
DC is probably a Shield contender this season. Maybe.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
and if you go back and you look at, like you're saying, it's the 228, 3-3, 3-6, 3-13.
Yeah.
It was just like the match congestions was crazy. It was a match every 3 days.
We didn't see a lot of rotation.
Right. And that
which is something I expected.
So we were like, well, PT looks tired and uninterested. Well, he's been being played every single game. And
these guys
he even said that he's not fully there yet.
And these guys are practicing, too, in between.
Right.
Like, there's no days off.
Yeah.
And you're traveling. And that was the other thing they put in is, like, we traveled some 6,500 miles. Or, something like just in between. Like, going from Atlanta to Costa Rica is not a short flight. And then home, and then playing, and then flying to Mexico.
Central Mexico.
And then home, and then playing. And so it's it's a lot on your body. It's a lot of sore joints. It's a lot of Plus, let's be 100% honest. We got no protection from either set of CONCACAF officials. Like when PT Martinez is fouled 10 times and 29 doesn't see a yellow card over 2 legs.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Quintero was just literally destroying our players, and he did it with immunity.
I mean, when you see Michael Parker's that pissed, know the refereeing left a lot to be desired.
Right. Well, the funny thing is that interested me the most is I was more in a reflective mood after. I know Devon was just on fire after the FCC match. I was more in I don't know. I don't know how I felt. I was frustrated, but at the same time, everybody else was doing enough yelling that I felt like I didn't really have anything new to add.
Right.
So I just kind of sat back, and I used humor to diffuse. Like I think I said.
But even that got you in trouble.
Yeah, I think I said. I process failure through humor.
Right.
And so I tweeted, if you booed, we can't be friends.
Yeah.
Right? And on both sides, people took that very seriously. Like, number one, people were like, yes, you're absolutely right. It's unacceptable. And that's not what I was like.
Not at all.
I mean, I was making a joke. And then, and then second, people put words in my mouth and were basically thinking like I was finger shaking at people for booing, which I never said that.
Right.
And then I said that how quickly we've become Orlando Twitter because we were starting to turn on each other.
There was no uniting.
I wasn't referring to the burning down of them, like of the team doing badly. Mm-hmm. I was talking about the turning on each other aspect, and I was laughing because the people that were getting pissed off at my jokes were proving my point. We're like, y'all need to be humble.
Exactly.
Like, we have been humbled.
And to that point,
as a fan base, like, our head was in the sky, and maybe it's okay to take a step back and kind of laugh at ourselves.
And everybody's still sugar rushing from December the 8th. I mean, seriously, everybody just.
It was an interesting litmus test in how we'll handle failure.
Yeah.
Because listen, and I even got some flack for saying on Soccer Down Here that we can't expect to maintain the pace. Like 69 points. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen every season.
No. Yeah.
We're going to have periods where we take dips. It's MLS. We're not
parity.
We're not Liga MX deep,
right.
And so this is going to happen. The parity's even closer, right? Look at DC United now. Look at just look at the teams.
You can't overlook Columbus. You can't overlook either of the New York teams.
We just didn't. What we didn't expect is that would happen this soon.
Yeah.
But we have to realize that we're not always going to be. Number one in the table for the entire season.
Yeah,
and real quick,
and that's the thing is like there's a difference between finding humor in situations and criticizing our fan base for being upset. You have all the right to be upset.
Absolutely.
In fact, if you want to boo, I don't give a fuck.
No.
Right.
Go boo. all I'm saying is that, in my opinion, it's fruitless because you're just what I was making fun of actually even more was I didn't really have a strong stance in the booing. Right? I just made a joke. But once people started saying, well, you have to understand, the team knew that
you have to understand, Jay.
The team knew we were booing DeBoer, and that's where I call bullshit. Because now you're just pulling shit out of your ass.
Right.
Like, either you were booing the performance, which is the team and the coach and everything, or you have some special targeting mechanism that I'm not aware of where you're able to target DeBoer on the field where only he's hearing the boos.
DeBoer!
So that's where I called bullshit. So then I started to engage because I was like, okay, that's a bunch of bullshit. And I even said, like, I went home last night and I just started promptly booing my wife. But it's cool because she knew in her heart that it was for DeBoer. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Now, you and I are both Arsenal fans.
So if you're going to stand behind the booing, stand behind it. Say, well, I booed for a reason, but don't come at me with this where you're
waffling.
You're waffling.
If you want to say you booed the performance, that's perfectly fair in that context.
Stick with it.
And guys, let me say this real quick. Like, everybody listening, Jay and I are Arsenal fans. Last year at Crystal Palace, our fans chanted, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." Okay? Like, I've literally seen players stand in front of fans and just get berated.
I've been in Camp Nou when Barcelona fans booed Barcelona and they weren't even down. It was tied 0-0 because they were displeased because they have high expectations.
Speaking of
it's
Barcelona.
okay to have high expectations.
Yeah.
If you feel that booing gets that message, whatever you want, and by the way, it was such a small segment and it's lasted for seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fast.
It was like as
so
soon as the
brief.
whistle blew, a few boos, and then everyone was
But
out of
don't
there.
try to feed me this line of bullshit that it was for the referees or that it was targeted at DeBoer. That's a bunch of bullshit because in my head, I wanted to boo too.
Yeah.
I just didn't because I'm like, it's early in the season and I want to get behind our guys and I just do it differently. Just because I fan that way doesn't mean I'm saying you can't fan another way. And the funny thing is some of the people that were getting mad at me, after 2 years of following me on Twitter and the things that I stand for, where I completely take the shit out of people who act as fan police, and they were getting mad at me and presuming that I was basically criticizing the fans. And that's absolutely not the case.
No.
And God forbid you drop an F-bomb on a fan cam when you're passionate.
Oh, yeah.
You'll lose a subscriber. It's terrible. You'll gain 700, but you'll lose that one.
Even though 4 of the other fan cams are people saying, let's see what happens.
Exactly.
So anyways, I just wanted to, not that I feel the need to clarify, but I just thought it was amusing. I want to get your opinions on the whole Boo-gate thing because people, I think, took it very seriously.
Yes, and they blew it. It's, again, Atlanta United is the beautiful child. It's like telling a parent that their kid didn't do well. You know, it's like, hey, your kid's not Sterling today.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? My kid's amazing. My kid won the championship.
Yeah, we have a level of defensiveness. I think we as a fan base are a little thin-skinned.
Well, we're just young. It's a third year.
Which is not like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Right.
I'm just saying it is what it is right now. And so this is kind of a maturation process that we're going through.
We're also the target.
and
We are the target of
Right.
everyone's best effort.
Right.
And let's not play down the expectations aspect of it. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. You referenced Barcelona before. In 2015, Barcelona won the treble. They
Right.
won every trophy available to them. And in like the following October, they were getting booed at home matches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that
Like,
Valverde?
And Jason Smith, previously of or Miles of the South, had an interesting thread where he basically said, listen, this boo culture is ingrained in the South, in the SEC culture.
It means you've made it.
Right.
If your fans are that passionate, you've made it.
And this is something that is going to be part of the culture. And I think even went on to say, like, I don't necessarily think booing this early made sense, but he said if I'm not going to say that I won't ever not boo the team if I think that I'm displeased with the performance level or whatever it is. And there's no right or wrong or when to do it and not to. I even made a joke. I said we need the Jason Smith boo clock so we know when to boo.
Exactly. And it lit
Is
a
it
fire.
now?
It
Now
lit a
do we
fire.
boo?
They all mentioned it. They all, like, when Michael Parkhurst comes out and says, I hope that we never put a performance on the pitch that makes you feel like you need to boo again. They played their ass off against Monterrey. Those dudes ran themselves into the ground, which makes me a little bit nervous about the match against Philly, but they heard it. They know it.
And as Rob Usry said, he says, I'm not backing down. I think booing was something, at least we were showing passion. But at the same time, after the Monterrey game, we have to give plaudits where plaudits are due as well. We can't do one or the other. So So let's get into that. Let's talk a little bit about Monterrey and the
Absolutely.
swing between FCC and now, and the fact that it is that the fans were in agreement after the FCC match that things were bad. Now they were disagreeing on exactly to what degree we should panic, but it was agreement that was not good. Things were not going the way it should. And after this match, it was clear after I landed, I was up in the air coming back from Seattle, checking out the tweets. It was clear our fan base had a pretty good consensus around the fact that there was improvement.
I felt like it was definitely an improvement. There were signs, baby steps, but signs. Playing Mikey Ambrose on the left was obviously better because he was able to get involved in the attack. Julian Gressel, being healthy, put in a performance, and you cannot talk about the first 6 matches of the season and not highlight how good Miles Robinson has become. I mean, to go from struggling for time in Tata's system to literally being our rock at center back.
Undroppable.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put him down right now. It's cuckoo, Kachu, Miles Robinson, So it's one of those things, like, I wish we would have scored early because I think that would have completely changed it. Monterrey came out and played a 3-5-2, strong bunker. I mean, Funes Mori going down at every single touch, them taking as much possible time as they could with every goal kick and things of that nature. But that's to be expected. It's the same thing we did against Red Bulls when we had a 3-0 lead.
And we almost got that early goal. I mean, Barco cut in from the right, played it in. That was a really nice ball to Joseph.
Right.
And Joseph just had a little better contact, and it was also still a really good save.
Well, there was also one that he missed that the ball rolled across the goal mouth. Remember the one where Joseph's a yard from putting that in?
Oh.
And we have to say his finish, his goal, his connection with Darlington Nagby, that cutback pass was just beautiful.
And then the way he popped it off his foot before he finished it, oh, God, so good. I think Joseph's going to score a brace against Philly. That's why I want Joseph to start.
And see, that's my concern is that you played such a
Even
strong 11.
Even CONCACAF did a video on Twitter specifically around Joseph, even though Atlanta got knocked out.
Right.
So
he's a talent. We're very lucky.
We're not even playing anymore, and they're still marketing Joseph Martinez.
Yeah.
But here's the one thing that got me is they listed PT and Joseph as our 2 nominees for player of the match, and it was so obviously Miles Robinson that it was, I was kind of hoping that he would get a little bit more recognition. Shout out to Miles. Happy 22nd birthday, my dude. Keep playing hard and keep putting on the results, man, because, like I said, that was one of the things that I pointed out in the Cincinnati matches. He was your best player, and that probably continued last night. So if he can, if he can keep putting in these, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 performances, you got a gem on your hands, and that's another gem from the the Julian Gressel, Miles Robinson draft class.
I mean, like he just had like a complete game as a defender. You know what I mean? Like everything you want to see a defender do well.
He's been the most consistent player outside of Julian Gressel, I think.
If those shorts had pockets, Rogelio Funes Mori would still be in.
Is he on the plane yet? Did he make it back?
But no, there was some things about the match that you can point as yes, this is obvious improvement from leg 1 to leg 2. And going to El Gigante de Acero is always going to be a tough match.
Do you think it's the booing? Do you think it's Darren Eales coming out before the match publicly and saying, I think you're going to see a different more exciting attacking style in this game, putting the pressure on?
There were conversations behind closed doors.
Yeah. DeBoer talked about
which is important to have that communication early, because the reason that you see coaches get fired a lot of times early, that communication just never happens.
And this is not a bad situation. This is not Crystal Palace.
No.
There is the opportunity
we
here
have the
to
pieces
do
unlike
good
Crystal
things.
Palace.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, if the reason that I was taking such issue was, you don't come in and say, I even said it, you don't come in and say, fuck it, I'm Frank DeBoer, you're going to do what I say. It's, you guys are the defending champions. I'd like to start to implement a certain style of play, but I'm going to implement it gradually. If you're comfortable in a 3-5-2, which you just won MLS Cup with,
I honestly think CCL and the challenges that the travel and what that faced, I think that took Frank DeBoer's rusty.
Well, there's something.
He's not coming off of coaching like last season somewhere, right?
Right, I mean, but there's something else that needs to be said. Like, MLS mandates 6 weeks rest.
Right.
For the minute you're out of the playoffs.
Right.
So we were out December 8th. Mm-hmm. Well, the league season started the next day.
Yeah.
So our front office was making trades and re-signing the next day. So 6 weeks from there meant you had a 3-week preseason, and that's 3 weeks to implement. And keep in mind, Miguel was still here till transfer deadline day.
He was still training.
So he was training with the team. You had that saga. You were bringing in people left and right. You're implementing Breck Shea. You're bringing in Florentine Pogba. You're trying to bring in these players and implement a system. And you play a competitive Champions League match on February 28th.
And listen, I'm excited about PD. I know he's going to come good. I still expect him to be one of the best players in MLS. But like what you've gotten from PD to this point versus what you had with Miguel Almiron is technically a downgrade. You know what I mean? Like they're missing Miguel because PD is still working himself into shape, and he's not the same player. And Barco is still figuring out his place in his system. And
I think
there are also two natural number 10s that are that need the ball at their feet. I also noticed PD and Barco last night switched left and right every 15 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I think. Sorry.
I think there's, at the end of the day, I think most fans understand and always have understood a level of patience. I know there's a few detractors out there that are DeBoer out, and it's fun to say and hashtag it and whatever. And
it's easy, it's lazy.
But at the same time, I think most fans, when they're frustrated because it's not their job to know why. No. Right? It's not our job to fucking know and understand why something's not working and to pick it apart. Leave that to the journalists, whatever the fucking experts.
Or us.
And don't call me spoiled.
According to experts.
And don't call me spoiled.
But we're not stupid. We were sold expectations by the front office on this attractive attacking style. Right. We were told there'd be a little bit of tinkering, but not a lot. Yeah. And we saw a lot of tinkering and stubbornness with substitutions and stubbornness with rotation. And I think we had a right to call that shit out.
Yeah. I mean, who does Tito have to have a naked picture of to get some minutes?
To say this is probably the worst time to be inflexible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? When you have all these things going on. So that was the frustrating part.
The one defense I
don't necessarily think either, just because we saw improvements, that these things are magically
it's not a panacea. It's not a panacea. Absolutely.
But one thing I would say that I've been defending in terms of the lack of rotation is maybe he wants these guys
to play.
To get comfortable.
I understand.
Maybe that's just the one out that I have for him. And I mean, like injuries as well. He's really missed Escobar.
Oh, Franco Escobar has been a huge hit.
But here's a rock in the playoffs. He's missed Bello.
Yeah.
I was about to say that's the biggest mystery to me, because Bello's played with ATL United too.
He was hurt though.
Well, but then he was playing for Atlanta United too.
Did he have a bruised ego?
The week later.
Did he have a bruised ego?
Yeah,
severely bruised ego?
We never got details on.
I just wonder if it's a situation where the expectation level on him was big. Oh, he's got Chelsea looking at him. He's got Man United looking at him. It's like, I just wonder if it's a situation where Frank de Boer said, you know what, kid, let's just get you comfortable in this system, because here's the game.
Nobody else is. So
So I think with Bello you're going to see.
And they appeared more comfortable at Atlanta United 2 in the system than our own players.
Well, and I think he's going to be a huge part of it.
Credit to Stephen Glass.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a huge part of it. I mean, like if we want to get into shape and whatever, I do think we'll see a version of the 4-3-3. But the back line of Escobar, Miles, Perez, and Bello.
That's a great back line.
And then Bello pushing up more, which is, again, kind of falling into the 3-4-3. So, I mean, you can kind of you can start to see what De Boer's getting at.
And then also, too, if you're able to do that, then you can utilize somebody like a Breck Shea as a left winger coming off the bench, super sub. Make him an attacker with height.
If there's a back four, I mean, it gives him more flexibility if you want to put him in as a left winger or something on occasion.
Or left mid. Take away the defensive responsibilities from an attacking player. That's the whole reason why.
He likes to try stuff.
It's like the whole reason why people were telling me you got to play Tito at right back. It's like, no, you're going to create a channel where an attacking player is not going to go back and defend.
Yeah, let's never speak of that again.
Let's never speak of that. I want Tito to play just as much as you guys do, but right wing back he's not Julian Gressel.
As much as Mikey Ambrose on the right was a failed experiment, Tito is not going to become a right back.
No, he's not.
Do not pigeonhole that man. He's a peacock. Let him spread his wings.
You got to let him fly.
So we're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll come back. We'll talk about some Atlanta United news. I want to go through a quick segment that I just made up on the fly called Buy Sell, and then some league news as well before we look ahead. And
I got to pee.
We'll be right back. Hey guys.
What's up, everyone?
As you know, we are huge Atlanta Beer Bus fans.
Oh my God, we are the hugest fans.
And you may know because we've given you offers in the past, and now we've got a new offer for you.
You guys are going to be blown away.
If you don't know, Atlanta Beer Bus is Atlanta's only hop-on and hop-off brewery shuttle service.
Yeah, and you can ride between 7 breweries, 1 cidery, and a distillery, and even a MARTA station for only $15 a day.
But guys, Fridays are now happy hour. You can now ride for $10 on Fridays.
You got to be kidding me. $10?
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? Why are you taking expensive Lyft rides or Uber to
Makes
breweries?
No sense. Or having to try to find them on a map or Waze.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do that.
Or trying to designate a friend as a designated driver and punishing him or her.
Oh my God, those conversations, they're awful. Those are awful conversations.
Someone's always grabbing the short straw.
Well, I mean, really, it's most likely.
Plus, guys,
not me.
as Kelly's favorite, you
Beer
get
nerds!
you get
They're
beer
not
nerds.
beer nerds!
You get beer nerds, guys. That means you get somebody that's going to tell you all about the brewery, all about what's new before you even get there, so you don't have to get off and then pause and wait for somebody to give you a tour and all of that. It's all done on the shuttle
They're
ahead of time.
nerds that love beer.
Plus-
How could you not like them?
Plus, the drivers, they got great taste in music, I hear. So,
yeah, perfect taste in music.
yeah. Maybe bring your own mixtape. I don't think they have. Do you think they have cassette tape players?
Oh, for sure.
But listen, guys, Unrelegated listeners now get 20% off daily passes with the promo code UNREL. That's UNREL. And the reason that's cool is because they can now be used on any weekend route.
Any weekend route. That means Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And because Fridays, like Jay said, are now happy hour, that means Unrelegated listeners can ride the bus on a Friday for just $8.
Now, listen, the offer is limited to one person per weekend and cannot be combined with other offers, but that doesn't matter because you only need one day to get through these breweries, guys.
You only need one. And you know what? If you want any more kind of cool tidbits and other facts about them, you can follow them at ATL Beer Bus on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And you can visit them at atlantabeerbus.com for full details, as the daily routes may change on occasion. So go there, check it out, see what the routes look like, and then go ahead and use your code.
Atlanta Beer Bus, people. Create your own beer adventure.
What are you waiting for? Go do it. And we're back. Just real quick, guys, I did want to give a shout out to Jessica. You can find her, by the way, at Jessica ATLUTD. She tweeted out earlier today, LGP's brother just signed up to play with us on the Colombian team.
Yep.
Speaking of soccer in the streets, for the ATL Nations Cup coming up very soon, which I hope we can do another podcast-a-thon. Need to get with Home Before Dark and all the guys and Siempre, see if we can do that. But yeah, to raise money for the kids with soccer in the streets, help our hashtag ATLUTD fan by donating at my.soccerstreets.org/LGP. And then she posts a screenshot later that Leandro Gonzalez Perez donated like $100.
Yeah, it was 93 something euros, so roughly translated to $100.
Yeah.
Not sure why he's paying in euros, but hey, man, we'll take it all. You can pay us in gold bullion for
Yeah, that's where his account is somewhere with his euros.
I mean, that was awesome. Like, honestly, Soccer in the Streets does such great work. Shout out to Sanjay and David and all my friends over there that work with the kids and, creating green spaces and pitches in soccer.
Yeah, we hope, Elena at Fan TV and Unrelegated, hope to do some things to spotlight them this season, get some content up there so that you can learn more about these organizations and what they are.
And go to West End and go to 5 Points. If you're hankering to play some five-a-side soccer, the station soccer is awesome.
If you hit there like on a Wednesday, you're probably going to run into Kevin from Home Before Dark and Annabelle Roldan, a friend of the podcast, and Kelly.
Yep.
They're always out there playing.
Annabelle's got pizza most of the time.
That's right.
I need to get out there, man. I need to start playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their goal all along was to have one basically all along the line so that kids can basically play.
And there is another one in the works.
Yeah, and we want to knock down that barrier of the pay to play, the pay to play barrier to the
and
sport.
the travel, because a lot of these kids in urban communities don't have the ability to travel out to these suburban soccer fields.
Or when you got to go to Augusta at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, or Rockdale at 9 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, or just talk to Jessica about this NPSL team that wanted her to play, and they train like 3 hours away.
Didn't they train in Chattanooga or something like that? Yeah.
Tennessee or something. Crazy.
Yeah, I remember reading about it. I remember her telling us about that.
Yeah, so...
but we're going to give you a tracksuit.
Right, then we're going to give her a tracksuit. At least that, right? No gas money unless she...
No per diem.
Yeah, I think it was like the travel was like just under what they would need to give her gas money.
Yeah, and pay was based on performance. So if we get a clean sheet, we'll give you a couple of donuts and maybe a Gatorade.
Forget that stuff. Just go play soccer in the streets at West End or at little 5 or 5 Point station.
And if you can kick a 5 or a 10 over to the kids, it really does go a long way in spreading the sport, that we all love.
Atlanta United news, guys. Tweets have gone out, Snapchats have gone out of the team receiving their championship rings.
Where's yours, Jay?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean,
we know
right
we know
on
that $10,000
Right,
ring is
we know you
incoming.
got it.
White, gold, rubies, diamonds.
Jay
all
got
all
it.
the work.
So what Devon and Marc are speaking of is the $10,000 version of the fan
yeah, from
ring,
Jostens.
the fan version ring from Jostens. They have a $500 one, and then they have a $10,100 something one or something.
They
like
also
that.
have a $99. It basically, when you go to the site, it starts at $499.
Right,
So $499 is silver and cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
No real stone,
Yeah.
but it's a cool thing. You can customize and everything. It jumps to $999 if you make it diamonds, and if you go to white gold with full customization, that's the $10,000
Right.
big boy.
And for the team, they put a video out. The A is yellow diamonds, and then it's white diamonds. And I think it's like 1.8 carats and diamonds or something like that.
and one gigando real ruby.
One big ruby in the middle as well. So very cool looking rings. I'm not a fan ring guy. Like, I feel weird. Like, I would feel weird walking around with a ring. Like,
Not me,
I
man.
wasn't on the pitch. I don't know. Like, it's just not. It's not for me.
I won a Peach Bowl in college
I
with Mississippi
respect
State,
it.
so I got a knuckle to knuckle ring that I love, and I still cherish it.
What I think is fucking bizarre is like a $200 paperweight.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Like, is that like throwing shade? Like that's what it's worth? It's just to rest on paper.
That's called having too much money.
Or
a business write-off.
So I'd like to put the challenge out to somebody to take that paperweight, put a giant chain on it, and wear it around your neck at the tailgate, Flavor Flav.
I would do it in a heartbeat. Let's rock and roll. And here's the other thing.
challenge?
Here's the other thing. I'm going to throw out the challenge to a sponsor. I would love a ring. And I'd even put your name on it.
Waka Flocka got a ring.
That's what I'm talking about. If Waka Flocka gets a ring, Dev for real needs a ring.
Give Dev a ring like, whoa.
Hashtag ring like whoa.
Yeah. Hashtag Devon out.
Dev Bear disapproves.
So one of the things in the video that was a little awkward was, first of all, Tito was all about different poses with the ring and showing it off, and but then the camera kind of caught Tito glancing over at Frank de Boer sitting by himself. Now, let me put the context of this video in case you haven't seen it. Number one, it is clearly like lunchtime at the training facility.
Right.
So it's a little bizarre because you have players there that were not part of the championship team that have to sit there and watch their teammates go up and collect their ring.
Yeah.
So that's the first awkward
It's
thing.
like a table of three.
Right. So it's not like this private thing that, like, if you were in the championship team, meet us after at 7:30 or stay at the training ground and we'll do this private thing and it'll be nice or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's just like they're like in the middle of eating and
by the way-
Flocka's just wandering around aimlessly. It was fucking weird.
It was
And-
chicken and FIFA day.
Yeah, and so Darren Neal is like explaining what the ring is and all this stuff, and then you're like, okay, that's cool. And then at the very end, Tito is like kind of holding up the ring on his hand, kind of just looking around, and then the camera catches Frank de Boer sitting by himself as Tito glances at him with the ring.
Your tweet.
Take of it, whatever it is.
Your tweet about it was incredible.
Oh yeah, I think we did a little caption this.
The caption contest.
Yeah, I think I said what I said.
Supporters Shield.
The original caption that AJ put out was, "Does the Supporter Shield have rings?" And then I put Tito saying, I didn't get this ring by sitting on the bench for 90 minutes.
Right.
But then somebody else came back and said, no, just 70 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, he'll always have that goal against Red Bulls, man.
Right. So
And Orlando.
So with that, I'm going to go to the segment called Buy Sell. I'll go to each one of you. You tell me whether you're buying stock in it or you're selling stock in it. The fan championship ring. Buy or sell.
I'll let somebody else buy it for me.
There you go. So the idea of, like, if you saw someone at a tailgate with the ring, you buying that, you selling it?
I buy it. I dig it. If you want to be involved and you want to have a keepsake of a moment, I mean, shit, it's something you can pass down to your kids. I'd buy it. I'm all for it. You want a championship.
Mm-hmm. I'll buy it. Well, I buy it for other people. I mean, I'm not necessarily a ring guy myself.
Right.
I'm the only not married person at this table. So.
Yeah. I'm going to,
No,
if I see you with that ring, I'm going to definitely make fun of you at the tailgate. No, I'm just kidding.
But if you're wearing it like Flavor Flav,
Yes, then that's acceptable. Like, go all in.
Yeah,
go all
exactly.
in. Yeah.
And here's the other thing too: get a pinky ring. Like, go all out.
Yeah. yeah.
I'm waiting until it's 4 so I can wear them like brass knuckles.
There you go. I might buy that. I might
At
buy
that point, I'm
Like if you
buying all
got
the
4 or
rings.
5, wear them all out
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time. But
exactly.
don't wear one. Like
No.
that's just weird. I don't know. To me, anyways. Parkhurst as right center back. You've now seen him play left center back and right center back, and Miles is clearly the one being trained to be our guy going forward for the club in the middle. Parkey's on a 1-year contract.
Yep.
So buy or sell. Start with Devon. Parkhurst as right center back.
You sell it. I sell it, and I switched, like we just said, to the back 4.
Yeah.
I think, like we said, a back 4, whether it's Bello or Ambrose or Shea on the left, with LGP and Miles and Escobar when he comes back. Yeah, I think Miles could play right back too.
Yeah.
So if Escobar is a better fit at a right center back, I would do that. Like I said, when we re-signed Parkhurst, it was a situation where you knew he was on borrowed time. You knew Lorenowitz is on borrowed time. They're 34, 35 plus, and it's time to always have them. They're great players. I'm not trying to knock them, but we have to look towards the future always. We can't be sentimental with these players.
Yeah, we're not Houston, right? Beasley's not. We're not going to have Parkhurst for another 20 years.
Hey, and shout out to
Marcus Beasley.
And shout out to Florentin Pogba, man. That guy came in for a couple minutes and made his debut last night and looked strong.
Looked comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, he's another one that probably needs another month of rest and practice with Lane too to get match fit. What do you think, Mark? Buy or selling?
Yeah, I'm selling it, and I don't ever think that was the original plan, really and truly. Like I said before, I think the Escobar injury really put a screw in the plans, and so I think Parkhurst is mainly backup, probably from Miles in the middle. Maybe the other spots as well, but he's mainly
I didn't even like Larry back there at the beginning of the match.
Right.
I was watching the replay. We almost got burned a couple times, man.
Miles was tremendous.
They played the crossbar challenge. I mean, they went ding ding.
So,
Miles was tremendous.
So yeah, Miles saving our asses a couple times. So yeah, I don't like Larry there in a back 3. I don't like Parkey there in a back 3. If we're gonna do a back 3, I want something with pace.
Right.
Someone with pace. I'll even take a Gressel as a right center back.
That's when when you get Escobar back, you're gonna see if we were gonna stay back 3, it's gonna be LGP. It's gonna be 2 Argentinians and an American.
Well, then I'll just jump right into the other one, which I was saving for last, which is 3-4-3. Buying or selling?
Sell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I said it on the fan cam. There's one other team that runs it successfully in the world, and they're in 7th in the English Premier League right now, and that's only because they had an influx of players. They have cash and a great Portuguese coach.
As long, I think Frank de Boer even had some quotes afterwards. Now that Franco's back, that is a huge statement, and that I think he's even said that we look best in a back 4.
I agree.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to play a 4-3-3, but the injury forced him to change his tactics, which makes me wonder then why not play the 3-5-2 that we were successful with if you're in a holding pattern.
Right, we saw some flavors of that at the end of the FCC match and stuff like that. But again,
Nagby with the assist.
Yeah, pieces moving around. I don't know. But
and Nagby's been, for all intents and purposes, he's been your creative player. He's a 6 playing a 10 role. So.
Mikey Ambrose as starting left back, buying or selling?
I am buying. I think, and just looking ahead to Sunday, really and truly, I think, especially with left back, you got to take it one match at a time. I don't think Bello's there yet. So, yeah, I think Ambrose is the person you trust most right now.
If we're talking about Philadelphia, then yes. Moving forward, no.
Okay. So
for this match, and then the 2 weeks that you have to get ready for, Columbus on the 30th, then yeah.
So you think Breck Shea could do better in a back 4? That we could see him?
No, I think if you go 4-3-3, you're going to see Breck Shea play left mid or left wing.
Okay.
Because he's an offensive player being forced into defensive.
So an off-the-bench guy, bring some...
All about it.
Yeah.
You bring in some pace, bring in a 6'4" player, 6'5" player to in the 70th minute against tired legs. I'm all about it. Dude's a left wing. I mean, he's a left winger and a left mid.
And we may just see him when we need height.
Exactly.
Against certain teams as well.
I just think he was a fish out of water, and it sucks because I really like Breck. And I'll put it out there, man. Like Breck and I have talked. I'm trying to do the Tats with Breck thing with him.
What a homer.
No, it's not being homer. Like the guy's a generally
what a bromer, dude.
the guy's a genuine good guy that really engages with fans and is a good person. I'm not discounting that because I like him
He's
personally.
a creative player,
He's
right?
He's a creative player.
It's similar like LGP and back, right? He's a creative player. He can be infuriating at
absolutely.
times.
Well, it's also very similar.
But we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
No, but let's
right?
also say just putting it in our situation, like when AJ went out of town, having you literally come. We as a team have done the same thing to Breck Shea that Atlanta United Fan TV did to Jay Riddle.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's the busiest week.
You got this, right?
You got this, right? You know these programs, right? No? Okay, well, shit. Come over for an hour on Sunday, and we'll crash course it. But, in the end, it worked out. But there's not to say we didn't have hiccups. There's not to say that we didn't have segments that didn't
Mark's
have
whole
audio.
entire
and-
segment got cut out conveniently.
So there's always going to be a learning process, and that's what I really have to stress to the fans, especially with Breck Shea. Like, the dude is good enough to have, multiple U.S. men's national team caps. He played for Stoke City. He's been in the Premier League. Like, if we play him in the right position, he can be an asset. I just don't think he's been played in the right position. I'm not trying to stand for him. I'm not trying to homer for him. I'm just saying I think that we will see the best out of him when we play him the way he likes to play.
I'll go back to his quote where he said he was excited about bouncing the ball and playing, 1-2s with Joseph and I do agree that he's a creative player. He has that in him. Just because he's a big guy doesn't mean he wants to, he can't play with his feet.
Yeah.
Right. If you bring him in, that's the other thing too. If you had Breck and Tito and Joseph as your attacking three because you're resting Petey and Barco, I wouldn't have anything against that.
Yeah, and to his credit, he made a number of runs behind in a few of the matches that just were not rewarded. And,
right. Well, yeah, because Nagby had him wide open against
Yeah.
Ardiano at Kennesaw in a
Yeah.
couple instances. He got 2 assists in that match. Like, the guy's got talent, and yes, Mike Bell even said it. Looks like Tarzan plays like Jane sometimes. There's a lot of players that do that. I just think it's very similar to Frank de Boer. It's very easy to go, this guy's had some bad patches, so here we go again. He sucks. And I'm doing everything in my power to not be that guy because I'm not de Boer out. I want to see certain things from the coach that we weren't seeing. So I made to say that I'm not de Boer out, but I'm really close. I'm certainly not going to say that I'm Shea out. That's just stupid. I want to support the players in all instances.
Yeah, we want them to succeed, obviously. So last one, Tito starting, buy or sell?
Buy. Absolutely buy. Just if nothing else, because you're going into an international break in which you've seen Joseph Martinez take every elbow and knock. I don't know if you saw last night, but I thought he rebroke his nose at one point.
Yeah, he's played up front alone before as well.
Stuck between 2 center backs.
He's been the second forward in 3-5-2. He's been the lone forward. So, I mean, we know he can do it.
I just think having, if you can rest your internationals, Petey looked off. I mean, if you can, also, too, if you could have a situation where maybe you need a goal and you can call on P.T. Martinez and Joseph Martinez for the last 20 minutes off the bench, like, that's what I would.
Plus, we know
see.
they're going off on a break and going to be playing for their international
and playing
teams
each
as
other,
well.
playing each other too.
Right? Yeah.
So I mean, I agree. 100% buy. The player I'm most concerned about is Petey. At least with Joseph, like, he's on a roll, and that's why I would start him against Philly because I think he really wants to score. I think he will score a couple if we play even like as good as we played last night and a little bit better. I think we could take care of Philly.
You don't think they'll spy him with Bedoya? Like, just have him follow him all over the pitch?
I mean, I think, like, if they do that, I think the way they played last night is encouraging and that they would be able to deal with that.
Okay.
So, like, I would start Joseph, and Joseph has 1 match over the international break. So, like, after he plays with Venezuela, he have a week off until the next
I just fully see them bunkering us and beating the shit out of our players.
Petey has 2 matches, 1 in Spain and 1 in Morocco.
Right.
So, like, I would actually not start
Well,
him.
and this is what, this defines the difference between just an average manager and the top paid managers is being able to manage the dressing room.
Right.
And this, we have depth, which MLS teams are not typically, players may not be used to. And so he's got to manage that in a way that he Now, he only can control so much. If a player wants to leave, they want to leave. But at the same time, I think Tito is a guy. He is our first DP signing. He is a part of the heart of this club.
Original 17.
And he's important.
And also if a guy like him is unhappy, it could, spread to other players as well.
Well, he's the lion tamer, and there's something to be said. I mean, like, the guy is, you just hit all the main points. He's also very active on Instagram.
He's very passionate. He said, quote unquote, after this past game, I have the quality, and if I'm given the chance to play, I can show it. And he did.
Listen, on the fan cam last night, I talked about players and moods, right? I brought up Eden Hazard, one of the best players in the world, and his performance is dictated by his mood.
Right.
Joseph looked in the mood last night, and I think
Diego Costa, too. I mean, when Diego Costa was on for Chelsea, it was, God damn, I hate this bastard, but I wish he played for my team.
Yeah,
and when he was off, he was awful to watch as your own fan. But Tito, I think, is another one. You know what I mean? Like, when he's in the mood, when he feels appreciated, he's going to give you 100%.
And here's a more recent example, and I'm not comparing them, so do not get in the comments and say, oh, you compared him to CR7. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo's performance against Atletico Madrid. A bunch of fans got idiotic and flashed 2-0 in front of him, and he said, I've got 5 cups, you have none. And then what did he do in the next match? He came out like a man on fire and put in a hat trick. So I think that Tito has the passion to come out and show it. He's not the most technical, which doesn't work in total football, where every pass has to be 90% plus completion or else you don't make it. We've seen him do some just absolutely like frustrating shit. Like he'll dribble past 6 people and then knock the ball out of bounds.
Right.
Like that drives Frank de Boer crazy. So that's what I think is going on is Tito's the creative flair who's also like the ADD child.
Yeah.
He's the ADD brilliant genius who might say something stupid or he might.
and that's it's the job of the manager to find how to fit these personalities into his style with some flexibility, because we don't have the talent to do a traditional 3-4-3.
No.
And
we don't have the time
in the possession or the time to get that ramped up. So that is the end of buy sell. There is some league news, guys. Chicago Fire acquired Nico Gaitan on Argentine National. Seems like maybe some folks in MLS are kind of catching on to this whole trend.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that played at Boca Juniors, Atletico Madrid, Benfica.
He may not be footballer of the year, but he has played at least for Argentina. Yeah.
Yeah, he played with Argentina from 2019 to 2016, making 16 appearances, scoring 2 goals. Creative player. I mean, obviously the majority of his career was at Benfica.
Yeah. Which is a high level
Portuguese club. He's played in Champions Leagues. He was at Atletico Madrid. I'm not sure if that goes back in 2016 to 2008. I think he played in the final.
Do we know how old is he?
He would have been part of that squad.
I'm not sure how old he is, but like I said, he started his Argentinian career in 2009 and stopped in 2016. So he's in his 30s, I believe.
Right. He's slowing down, right? A little bit.
I wouldn't say slowing down. He's that player that can literally be.
He's not the player that he's not. Let me just rephrase. He's not the young Argentine player you're buying in hopes of selling.
He's not Petey. He's not Petey Martinez. No,
maybe from Argentina, but he is.
He's more of a Carlos Vela or
Giovinco. Vela is a good example.
You know what I mean? Not as good as those players necessarily, but really good.
But can be on fire, like we saw with Vela this past week.
Listen, Chicago has an underrated team. They got Schweinsteiger. They got.
I mean, he's 31 years old. It's not. We're not talking. It's on par to me with a Wayne Rooney signing. It's definitely that name, and it's a guy that's going to come in and do things.
We'll see what they have if he's got the pieces around him that will allow him to succeed. Rooney has Lucia Costa. Who will he have at
Schweinsteiger?
But we didn't
center back.
Well, and then who's the striker?
Kai.
Chicago's?
Yeah, was it Kai?
I thought it was a Polish striker. Am I misremembering?
They may have gotten some more pieces. I haven't been tracking them, but
that guy, whoever I'm thinking, was really good for them last year, and 2 years ago they were 3rd seed.
Oh no, you're talking about Nemec or.
We'll figure it out. We'll look it up real quick on the Google machine.
We're terrible. We're
not
experts on other MLS teams.
I'm not an expert on Chicago Fire. I don't think their own fans are experts on the Chicago Fire.
We're trying.
Nikovic.
That's
I think it's Mihailovic. Jordi Mihailovic.
No, it's not.
No, but Mihailovic is one of those players, the young U.S. international. He's another one.
You're talking about Alexander Katai. They have Katai.
But Katai was signed to a new deal in December, and then
they have Przemysław Frankowski. They got Dax McCarty.
Right.
I mean,
but that's a team that their main striker that won the Golden Boot a couple years, was close to getting Golden Boot a couple years ago behind Valeri was Nikovic or whatever.
Did they get CJ Sapong?
Was that them? They got him. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. Yeah, I remember when that was a big deal.
I think Chicago is another one of those teams that can creep up on some people.
They've always hung in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've always been potential playoff team, and then they just don't quite perform up to their standard.
Yeah, Jordi Mihailovic is definitely a good player for them.
Yeah.
And DC was awful before Rooney came, and look, I don't think anybody expected him to be a near top of the league.
Well, I do think Ben Olsen is a much better coach.
I also think that schedule fucked them. I mean, literally playing, what was it, like 19 of their first games away from home?
Yeah.
It was the same situation.
They burned the candle at both ends.
Well, it was also the same situation that we had where we had 7 in our first time when Mercedes-Benz opened, where we had like 7 matches at home in a row.
So
the season.
Back to league news. Zlatan is apparently more injured than initially reported.
Yeah, he hasn't trained. Like, he's not even showing up to treatment.
They haven't been really transparent about what's going on. Obviously, we know when he blew his knee out, it was blown out like in 6 or 5 different places.
Yep.
And the fact that he even came back from that was tremendous.
And he came back so quickly. I mean, he was back in like 5 months.
So that's bad news for LA because they just cut loose their other DP.
Well, they not just cut, they bought him completely out. Hey, here's $4.5 million to do nothing.
So yeah,
Jonathan DeSantis is the one.
Yeah, not Giovanni DeSantos.
Giovanni DeSantos.
Yeah, so his brother's still there, but
and Kamara left.
Right. But not great. Yeah, he went to China.
Yeah.
So not a good situation for LA Galaxy because he was pretty much their only provider of goals. I mean, Alessandrini had a couple, and you had Pontius,
but you knew something was up when they talked all that mess with Dallas, and then he didn't travel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was saying, "I'm going to bring the greatest show that Texas has ever seen,"
and then Dallas threw shade,
and then Dallas throws shade back, and it's literally like, and then he just doesn't even travel. Not in the 18, not on the team flight.
Right.
That's when I sat back and went, something's up here.
And the fact that they had to release a player, there was that week leading up to because they went right up to the deadline with the 4 designated players. And, there was conversation that kind of started about, is it time for the MLS to release the purse strings, let teams like LA Galaxy, Atlanta United spend more?
New York City, Washington, D.C.
Well, if they want to compete in CCL. We got showed up this season.
We did.
They're the MLS champions, got knocked out by Monterrey. Granted, a good team, but
the Supporters Shield champions
if our
got knocked out.
If our MLS champions can't compete with, maybe they might get to the Campeones Cup. We might play them again. They might be Club America, for example. But
you saw what Santos did to Red Bulls.
Is Monterrey the best team in Liga MX?
Probably.
No.
They're in third right now.
But I don't think they're the best team.
Right.
And so,
who would you say is the best for our novice Liga MX? Is that Tigres or Chivas or or León?
Tigres is always phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, are they, for example, are they a León or something like that? No, I mean, they're not a mid-table Liga MX team. They're good, but they do have their challenge, not scoring a lot of goals right now.
Right.
But either way, with CCL, obviously, if we want to compete against their top 4, right, we have to spend more money. It's the only way.
And I tried to bring up a way that, there's got to be a way that you can do that. If you qualify for Champions League, you get an extra international slot. Or just something, something that we can...
Just get rid of the DPs altogether.
I've said that all. Get rid of the league-controlled salary structure. Because it hurts us in a situation...
Make a new salary structure called WHAM.
Yeah. Well, here's what hurts. Let's talk about a Julian Gressel. Who has consistently gotten better and is capped out at what? At the most he can make if he makes 5 years of service is like $375 grand.
That's what Paul Tenorio says is probably the max he'll make.
That's like a month in Europe for some of these guys that are on 60, 70, 80, 125,000 euros.
He's worth 750,000.
At
least
he could easily be a player that you're looking at going. FC Augsburg comes in and says, we'd love to have this guy. We'll pay him 25,000 euros a week.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
A EuroLeague club could come, even, or maybe not a top division, or a top of the Bundesliga type club, but he said all along, he would love to play in Germany to show the critics, of him that they were wrong. So if a team like an Eintracht Frankfurt or an Augsburg or something came in like that, he's not going to play at Bayern
until every MLS team or most MLS teams have a DP that is on the bench, like a DP caliber player that's on the bench a lot of the time. We don't have enough depth to compete in CCL.
Go back to last night with Monterrey, right? That was not their strongest 11, and still he had Funes Mori starting as striker.
Hit Pizarro.
You had a right back that they bought from Sevilla. It was from La Liga. You know what I mean? They paid 15 or 16 million for this.
They had Nico Sanchez.
Or look at LA Galaxy. They lose Zlatan, who they're paying $7 million a year, or whatever, and then that's. Who else do they have?
That's what and
they're
then
SOL.
The transfer window's closed. You're done.
They're done.
You're done. You're not going to go find
Get it together, man.
Let us spend the money.
And let me say this one piece. Over and above just let us spend some money. This happened when the Premier League became the Premier League because the FA First Division split off because teams were literally like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to be owners and. I'm going to throw it out there. As long as you've got Stan Kroenke and Robert Kraft, you're going to have issues because if the guys don't even know that they own MLS teams and they're calling security on their own players, there's an issue. And I believe that the MLS, especially the front office coming over from the NFL, a majority of them are NFL players where parity is tantamount. Parity is not tantamount in soccer. Let people spend. If Arthur Blank wants to go out and buy, Christian Pavon from Boca Juniors, and he can do it, and go do it. Financial fair play and STCC's short-term cost controls could work. by basically saying don't spend more than you take in, but allow teams to go get kit sponsors and sleeve sponsors.
If 8 or 9 of the teams are in parity and competing like in that top, I mean, it's never going to be all 20-some teams. It's not all 20-some teams today.
Leicester won the Premier League.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing that we got to keep throwing back. And you can look at the Premier League every single season and say, based off salary caps alone, or based off salary spent alone, it should be Man City, Man
but they're
United,
an outlier.
Chelsea.
Like if you were to put them into a data grid, they would be considered an outlier to take out
understandably,
in their averages,
but you still have clubs like Everton and Arsenal and Tottenham and that are out there that are competitive. Like you may see Everton or Wolves or Burnley. Burnley made Europe this past year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
I just don't think it's going to take a whole lot of changes to get us to that next level where we can compete with Liga MX and the CCL. And one of the things I think is just getting rid of this whole DP moniker nonsense.
I mean,
incentivize homegrown.
Yes.
You also got to get rid of the draft. I mean, like there's so many Americanized things about MLS. Like we have a draft.
If you're going to do the draft, do it differently. The MLS contracts and the way that is, this whole nonsense where now teams are just using it specifically to try and screw other teams out of getting a player.
We cut our second round pick and somebody else drafted somebody that we'd already signed.
Goalkeeper that we'd already signed to Atlanta United too. So it's just ridiculous.
You know, it sounds like we're wading into a certain conversation about open versus closed leagues.
Get the fuck out of here.
It doesn't have to be you're right. It doesn't have to be like either or. I mean, like you can still have the structure of MLS and some.
And Paul Tenori has written some great articles on that stuff in The Athletic about what that next step could look like and how we can get there without completely just throwing everything.
Well, how are you going to have any kind of season if you've got 30 bajillion teams? I mean, like every single city is going to, you're going to have the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, you know, mountains or whatever.
Which is great, which is
awesome. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But there has to be a system like in England, there's literally like an EFL 1 and an EFL 2. And I mean, like.
Well, yeah, those are all discussions that probably take 3-5 more podcasts to talk about.
And I'm not jumping into the pro rel thing, but I'm saying if you're going to keep adding teams, you're going to have either a super fucking long season or you're going to have some form of divisions.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about, Flow Sports. People first kind of heard about them when they signed a contract with DC United, which ended up being very lucrative for DC United. And then FC Cincinnati has come along and surprisingly signed a contract with them. And they're a region, unlike DC United, who has a lot of folks in the metro area who are not resident to DC. They don't live there full time, and all these things. And they've had
Virginia.
problems with attendance and all this stuff. Just a whole history there, right, of attendance issues.
Yeah.
FC Cincinnati does not have attendance issues. They do not have these types of things.
They sell out Nippert Stadium.
A radio station picked them up immediately.
Yep.
As with a contract like 92.9. Started, tweeting things out, doing marketing.
They had huge
clearly
crowds
a
in
very mature
USL.
culture there, and yet they decided to go for the big dollar signs. Were attracted by Flow Sports, and some supporters groups wrote some open letters talking about the fact that this would block them out from being able to either listen to or watch the matches in their area.
Also, wasn't there some issues with the stream quality and things?
Well, it's a very new company, so they are a new streaming company, right?
Yeah, I mean, with DC United's first match was against Atlanta, so that was on ESPN.
Yep.
But their next match against NYC, that was the first time that Flow Sports was in action, and apparently it fucked up royally.
But they're making all that
and
money.
choppy
The
chops.
team's making so much money, guys.
Yeah, so the team had to come out and apologize to the fans.
Yeah, maybe they should give some of that money back to the fans.
Well, and it's very similar to what I said. Like when we didn't get to play in our home, against Herediano in the first match, it was like how refreshing was it to come home and see that I didn't have to spend $50 to go see us play Monterrey. Like the tickets were added. Like that's a cool thing for them to do. Like I would almost, if I'm Flow Sports and I'm seeing those letters, I'm sitting back going, hey, how about 6 months free?
Yeah. Right.
Or at
Your
least,
first season free on us.
At least for season ticket holders,
Yeah.
which blows my mind that season ticket holders get as a discount, but still have to pay like $8 or $9 a
Well, and that's
month.
the thing is that was also complained about is that apparently FCC fans didn't get the same level of discount that DC United fans got with Flow Sports, and so there was a disparity there immediately.
It's the rookie tax.
Like
it's
the
the expansion
fans are not
tax.
stupid. They're gonna they're gonna figure this shit out.
Well,
right?
also too, we live in a very connected society. It used to be like I had to call somebody, hey man, how much were your tickets? But no, it's literally like now you just jump on Reddit and it's like,
Right.
hey, we're getting fucked here.
Yeah, what's happening? So anyways, just bizarre. The only, I think, or one of the light at the end of the tunnel with this is the contracts, MLS is restricting any new television contracts or streaming contracts to end 2021 or something like that, because that's when MLS's TV contracts end, and they are going to want to renegotiate and do maybe bundles and start actually doing it like the leagues do it overseas, where it's the league getting league-wide contracts.
That's also where you see the big money come in. Like,
right.
if the league can continue to grow in leaps
This is
and
the
bounds,
biggest weakness area. The biggest area where they're missing out on money is because of how other leagues and TV revenues work.
Right.
Look at the Premier League.
we're
The growth of the
billions.
Liga MX, huge money in TV rights. So
it's all about TV money.
So that's a silver lining, I guess, is that it may not. It's not forever, right?
Yeah. Well, and you
but at
see
least.
these. Sorry, what?
No, but just for this season, it's there's some aggravation.
Just remember
obviously,
that
for fans.
sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel is a train.
It's a train.
It's going to be a train at first. I mean, because you hear about these rumors, CONCACAF officials meeting with CONMEBOL South American officials about combining in some massive tournament. That's all well and good, but MLS teams need more money to compete with those teams. So
Well, and they also just went through the whole nastiness with BN Sports not being available on Xfinity, and like you can't even watch Sudamericana. You can't watch Copa Libertadores because it was, it wasn't available in the package because BN Sports was no longer on Xfinity. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Why?
Xfinity covers a lot of households in America.
You think?
So, guys, coming up, we have a match against Philadelphia Union. What are you thinking? We saw. We're going to see Escobar start. Is he finally healthy enough?
I think he might get some minutes. You've got 2 weeks to really, the guys that aren't leaving, the majority of the team that's not leaving. We only have 3 internationals.
Do we see Pogba as a left back and push LGP in the middle and get a back four?
I think you're going to see Ambrose again. You're going to see Ambrose play again. I think you're going to see. I'd love to see that back four of Ambrose, LGP, Miles, and if you got to play Parkhurst, you play Parkhurst in a center pairing, but play Miles wide. If you're going to play a back four, you cannot drop Miles Robinson.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how. If you're going to play a back three, you cannot drop Miles Robinson.
Right.
That's just how it's going to be. So, I think against Philly, my main concern is, again, baby stepping it forward and just playing attacking soccer.
Their midfield is very strong.
Yep.
They have not been getting the results per se, but the style of soccer that they've been playing has been very attractive. They've been playing very attacking
They still have Andre Blake.
soccer. Bedoya has looked very strong.
Even their fixtures against Atlanta last season, I mean, they were 3-1 and 2-0, but I thought that they were competitive in
And the
both.
2-0 was like the double red card one, too, right?
The
3-1 was.
3-1 was, yeah.
And even that was scary at the end because they scored late.
Yeah.
So, I think we have this is going to be a challenging match.
They always play us tough, and the thing about Philly, man, is they kind of their style of play resembles a city. It's very gritty, it's very grinded out, and they're also quick to counter. Like, if we make a mistake in trying to break their bunker, it's going to be a 3-on-2 real quick coming the other way.
They have some quality players in attack. I mean, Marco Fabian.
Well, Fabian won't be playing because of the red card stamp.
Yeah.
So that's a plus for us.
Saving
because,
grace, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to score their goals. I hope nobody. But Ali Bedoya is always a good player for them, and they had that dude who went nuts last time.
Midjunen.
Yeah,
Midjunen.
He's one of the midfielders. He sits in there. Yeah.
He went nuts. I remember.
Him and Bedoya lost their cool. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see a very.
But there's no CJ Sapong, so that's a plus.
True. Although he scored how many 3 goals last season? I mean, I don't.
Well, one of them was against us.
He. I mean, I don't know. He's a talented player, but he obviously wasn't happy. I think at Philadelphia Union, he just wasn't getting goals. So maybe his fortunes will change in Chicago. That being said, some other things that we have coming up. Atlanta United 2, as this podcast comes out tonight, we're recording is Thursday. It'll come out Friday, March 15th. So that same evening, Atlanta United 2 play the defending USL champs, Louisville City.
Nice.
So that should be a really cool test of where we're at.
Well, and we got to say, man, they look really good.
They did.
And their match
we'll
against
see how we
Hartford.
look against the
And
champions.
I want to give a shout out to Kennesaw. I think they were a great home for Atlanta United.
Oh, what a
too.
beauty! They have like 12 camera angles.
They
I
do.
was watching.
I really dig it.
Holy
I'm a
cow,
little
they are
concerned with
set
the pitch,
up.
though. The pitch is a little wonky.
What do you
guys? It's
Look fine to me. What are you
it's
talking
not
about?
It's better than a baseball field.
No, I see a lot of people falling. I see a lot of people
was it
slipping on.
slippery?
It was really super
Yeah,
slippery.
we'll see if it.
And we
if
saw
the-
it when we played against Arizona.
Maybe they wet the field a little too much before. I don't know.
I mean, it was super slick, and
it
I
was
just
also raining like all week that week.
And I'm nothing against. I just noticed like it was. I mean, it was pool table slick.
Slip and slide. Yeah, hopefully a little drier field. Still could play fast, but that should be a lot of fun. I also like the fact that you can actually hear the crowd on the TV as well, because the TVs are kind of the same size.
And we really need to get out there and support them, because there's a lot of good. Lauren Casado and Anderson Asiedu playing with them. There's Gallagher and there's a lot of good players on that squad we'll see.
It's also just got to feel good for the team that they're playing on an actual soccer pitch. That must be uplifting and just feel better.
Not tripping over the pitcher's mound.
Right. Exactly.
Why is there
running in
and
dirt?
they did a phenomenal job. I mean, the grounds guys did. Groundskeepers did a great job with that as much as they could, but still not the same. And then also the camera angles are weird because you're way out at an angle. Right. You can't really see what's going on the other end of the field. Yeah. And then, guys, we kind of have like 2 matches in 29 days. Like it's
the fixture went completely whack
because now without CCL,
right?
We have this huge gap. So international break, obviously, but then players may get some more rest. This is maybe exactly what the doctor ordered, because we come back on the 30th against Columbus. In Columbus, new owners there, deep pockets, and then we play. We have another like 2-week break, and then it's against New England on the 13th of April.
Interesting.
Yeah, in New England. So 2 travel games, but spread out by a couple of weeks. So.
And you know what? We'll take every bit of the opportunity to drill and learn. And I think that you could see after this Philly match, you're going to see, like I said, not a lot of players leaving. So the opportunity to get on the training pitch and just really hammer home.
Hey, yo, bro, on 420, man, we played Dallas, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some upcoming events. As Dan Gargan threw out a tweet at Hey Dan Gargan, check him out on Twitter, follow him. He said, free Megs. He's offering to go ahead and Meg you at a pickup game at Marta 5 Points this Saturday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wear your favorite Atlanta United swag and don't play like Kevin Egan. He
I was about to say, I challenge everyone out there who thinks that they can do it, because honestly, like, we did the station soccer event during the MLS All-Star, event, and Bobby Warshaw was there. And
I have been megged, by the way, by Bobby Warshaw and Paul Tenorio.
Well, and here's the thing about Bobby. Like shout out Bobby, but like the seriousness with which he takes these five-a-side games.
I wasn't at that one, but we played the next morning and a private one with just Paul and the Total Soccer Show guys and the Cooligans. And it was intense. It was intense.
He got across.
And he was in third gear. Yeah, and it was intense.
Well, I'm in goal. I'm in goal playing with the Atlanta United fan TV squad of Tanner, myself, Jessica, Kelly, and AJ. And I'm in goal, and it's like Bobby Warshaw and Andrew Wiebe and Paul Tenorio, and like all these people just coming right at us. And I remember, the pitches aren't full size and the nets aren't full size, but Andrew sends a cross into Bobby, and Bobby just clattered the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and kind of like just stood over top of me. I was like, it's station soccer, bro.
No,
Bobby takes FIFA seriously.
They come for blood, man. And I that's what I'm saying. Like, anybody that feels that they can still strap it on and put on some
turn
cleats.
out, man. Be fun.
Come on.
Play with Dan Gargan.
Come on. Do it.
Do it. It's for a good cause.
Put your money where your mouth is.
iTunes reviews, guys. We got a new review. This is titled Long Overdue, 5 stars by Molten Harp on March 5th. It says, as someone on one of the early episodes representing All Stripes, I have been a fan of Unrelegated from the start, and I love how it works for audiences of all types, including me, a soccer/football newbie. Jay and Kelly, and now Jessica, always keep me informed on the long ride home. Love seeing y'all in the Gulch. Stop by anytime. Speaker and all. I was walking around with a speaker blasting "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us."
Of course you were.
At the All Stripes tent during the MLS Cup final, I think, around that time.
I thought you congratulated articulated.
Yeah, and he says, just can't promise people won't be confused. They were very confused looks in that tent, which made it even better.
I'm amazed you don't have it tattooed on you somewhere.
I've hung out with All Stripes a few times. They're awesome.
Yeah. So they're dope. Check them out on the tailgate. Big shout out to All Stripes and all the things that they do. They got killer number of sign-ups at the block party, like 20, 25 people signed up.
Amazing.
Yeah, they even ran out of food at the tailgate.
Well, and
because
that's the beautiful thing.
Had so many people at
the
first
inclusion.
tailgate.
The inclusion. Whether you're in a supporters group or not, come down to the Gulch and just meet some new people. Meet some. It's unite and
conquer. There's a flavor for everybody.
Yeah, truthfully there is, and like you can. And there's some great food. There's some really cool people and just the opportunity to be a part of something. So definitely come down. And also, I know you said iTunes and all those other places. I just got to throw it in there one more time. With Unrelegated joining Atlanta United Fan TV, you can not only get it on our YouTube channel. We're going to be hosting this video in the community, and we will also be available streaming on your over-the-top platform, GinicoUSA.com, GINIKO USA.com, and look up Atlanta United Fan TV. You'll get all the programming, all the Five Stripe Weeklies, all the Unrelegateds, all that good stuff.
Boom, there it is. Just a shout out to your sponsor, Atlanta Beer Bus. They are now offering a shuttle to the Gulch, guys, for the tailgates from Second South Brewery, which is right on the west side, off kind of near Howell Mill area. But yeah, so you could get a bus from Second South. So you go to Second South, and then you don't have to worry about an Uber or Lyft.
Oh, you don't got to worry about much at that point.
You can literally hop on the Atlanta Beer Bus shuttle. It starts 4 hours before kickoff and then runs in a cycle.
Right.
When the tailgate starts and ends, and an hour after the match, so you can get back to your car. Tickets are just $15, so no need to pay for parking or an Uber or a Lyft. That's $15, and if you use code UNREL, you get 20% off of that.
Woot woot.
So you get basically a free shuttle, a drunk shuttle, whatever you want to call it, to the tailgate.
And safe drunk shuttle.
And then back from the stadium to Second South Brewery for under $15 if you use the Unreal promo code.
You can't beat that.
Pretty dope.
I went there. I went to Second South for the Toronto match, and that was basically the best part of that match because that match was awful, but Second South was great.
Are you listening, Terminus Legion folks? I mean, that's your sponsor, so you guys are there all the time, especially. So check it out. You can find us at Unreal ATL on all the social media. Where can they find you, Devon?
I am at Devon for real. That's DEVON, the number 4 REAL, and of course at ATLUTD Fan TV.
I am at Nichols Odeon on Twitter and on Instagram at Nichols at Night. You might see the name Slim Nichols. That's me.
And that's NICHOLLS, not NICKELS.
There you go. And you can find Kelly at the Kelly Francis and Jessica at Jessica ATLUTD. Check her out. Go to the my.soccerstreets.org/LGP.
And of course, at J_Riddle, RIDDLE.
Thank you, DJ Devon. And yeah, that's it, guys. We want to thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy a lot of the new programming we're putting out. Go subscribe to Atlanta United Fan TV so you can check this out on YouTube if everything went according to plan. We're still working out kinks. But also, you can check out the video from Saturday where we did a behind the scenes of the kit unveil. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you enjoy Copa 90 content, I think we do a pretty damn good job.
Please
with
go watch
zero
that.
budget.
Yeah, I'm about to say, please go watch that kit reveal video. It was awesome. It was an amazing experience. It's got Roger Bennett, PT Martinez, Joseph Martinez, DJ
It's just
EU.
going to give you an idea of the types of things you can expect from this collaboration going forward.
And you know, it's got Tanner in it.
Yeah, it's got Tanner, guys. Go for that at least, right? Who, by the way, before we finish off, did you see the purple peanuts he got mailed?
Oh, my God.
So if you didn't know this, Tanner got mailed at a certain place of work that he's at. They figured out, probably mentioned it on a show or something, where he worked. And so they mailed a bag of painted peanuts, painted purple. Was it one of the podcasts?
I've got to give the back. Okay, so we're doing the MLS season preview.
Okay.
And it was asked, like, who's going to be, who do you guys see win an MLS Cup? And I made a crack on Minnesota United. And I was like, Fernando Calvo said...
Who are at the top of the table right now.
Yeah, exactly. I said, Fernando Calvo said, put some respect on their name. Minnesota United. And then we both started to crack a joke. And I was like, nah, in all seriousness. And then Tanner said, Orlando, I can't even say that. And he's like, can you imagine? And I said, no, I can't.
Right.
So then, of course, 2 weeks later, we get a package of peanuts because apparently we're all over Orlando's nuts. And then and then at the bottom it said, Orlando will win 2019. Not win a cup. Not like Orlando
will
just
win the season, win the year.
And that was the other thing, too, is like there was space between the numbers. Some said, okay, so they're going to win 20 to 19.
Is it code?
Is it code? But purple peanuts. Purple peanuts.
Are your nuts purple? Like, is that what I'm supposed to gather?
Thanks for the views, guys.
Yes, man. No, I really appreciate it. Like, and
Thank you.
No, please don't send any more peanuts. That's not cool.
Or any other kind of nuts.
I'm just sad we won't see Bendick Face anymore. But with that, guys, we'll sign off. And again, you can find us at Unreal ATL and Atlanta Fan TV at ATL Fan TV.
ATLUTD
Fan TV. And then Atlanta United Fan TV on Instagram. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Dude, thank you.